It's Hudson from Zillim Pristine. Today, I have a very special guest with me. His lyrics can set ablaze any track, just like his hot sauce, which happened to sell out in record time. He's coming from Central Florida, but he has family ties in North Carolina. Without further ado, please give it up for Lamar Parish. How are
Yo,
you?
what's up? How you doing? How you feeling, Hud?
I'm doing good. Thank you for taking the time out to link up and do this with me. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
Um, I see in the background you have a keyboard. Do you like make music or?
Yeah. That's just like a MIDI chilling on the couch. Use it to make music. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, it's just chilling. I don't know why it's there, but it's chilling.
Okay. I know you produce sometimes and as also rap. Your current songs are like Slab City slash Blackout, and Hot Sauce. Did you produce any of that?
So for Slab City and Blackout, I co-produced it with Channel um a long time ago, but for the most part, it was a collaborative effort amongst the camp. Really dope song. It's a fun song. Originally I wasn't gonna release it, but music has a way of coming out.
Okay. Why weren't you going to release it?
I just wasn't feeling it for a long time. Like it's a fairly old song, and I was sitting on it for a minute, got some feedback for it. And I'm usually not the type of person to, contemplate if I like it, I'm just gonna release it. But um, I contemplated too long. It sat, it got stale for me. But somebody made a bet with me, and here we are. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Never bet on your music. If bet on yourself, but don't bet on your music.
Do you produce Hot Sauce as well?
No, I didn't actually. There's a producer from Paris. His name is Juno. Made this on Instagram. Check him out. He's a really dope guy. Very cool, calm, collected guy. He produced that song. I got that beat, and I was like, yo, this is it. One of my homies, he was like, yo, you gotta write to this. Q or Life or Death. So he prompted me to write to it, and here we are.
How'd you link up with the guy from Perry?
From Perry, I found him on YouTube, believe it or not, like just digging,
That's
searching.
everything. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's how a lot of networking happens. Just you stumble upon somebody like, yo, this person is dope, and they're willing to work.
That's dope. And speaking of hot sauce, you were selling hot sauce. How did that come about? Like, what made you start to sell the hot sauce?
Yeah, it just made sense. Thank you for asking that. It made a lot of sense. So obviously the song is called Hot Sauce. I wanted to do something special, something promotional, something to help accomplish the goal of getting it out there. And hot sauce just made sense. So I partnered with a chef by Chef Blue on Instagram. Check her out, really dope chef. She whipped up the hot sauce. I told her exactly what I wanted. She put her spin on it, and it sold out. And we're actually working on another batch. I just got the final batch yesterday, and
Okay.
I tried it. It's perfect.
Okay. So definitely be tuned for the new batch of hot sauce. What's your favorite thing to put hot sauce on?
Personally, just I'll keep it simple. Let's do chicken.
Chicken?
Chicken.
Okay.
Yeah. Not long ago it was like fish tacos, but I just had some chicken tenders. I'm not gonna lie, it hit. I just tried it with the sauce. So it was really good.
And where can people find the hot sauce if they want to buy it?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram at lamar.parish. It's links in my bio. Put in a request. I'll hit you back, let you know how you could get that sauce.
Okay. Shout out to Hot Sauce and Chef Blue. You mentioned for Slab City Blackout that you had co-production from Channel 75. I see oftentimes that you're hanging out with him and Somber and Sora. How did you link with those three guys?
Yeah, I think the relationship just started naturally in high school. We all grew up together, same area, all that good stuff. Went to the same school, so we all did music as well. I met Sora in the ninth grade. Sora linked me up with Channel. Through Channel, I figured out who Sombra was, and it was just a chain reaction. Been making music with those guys ever since. Some of my closest friends.
That's cool. And In high school, were you out in Florida or were you back in North Carolina?
hmm So in high school, I was a little bit of both. So up until maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, I spent every summer in North Carolina. So like 3 months, 3, 4 months out of the year in North Carolina. But I was doing all of my schooling in Florida. So as I kind of got the best of both worlds, as I was exposed to a lot of different things, different people and environments as well.
Okay. Do you still go back and visit in North Carolina?
Yeah, absolutely. I love North Carolina. Absolutely. When I go to North Carolina, I really do feel like a piece of me is at home. That's where I learned a lot. You know, that's where my spiritual background started. That's where I first made my first raps, all that good stuff. Um, that's definitely a part of home for me.
You mentioned your first raps. When did you know you wanted to become like an artist or rapper?
Yeah, yeah. I used to listen to gospel music all the time because of my parents and my grandparents. And I didn't really know what rap was. When I turned like I think like 9 years old, I started writing in a notebook of these little songs and verses and stuff like that. Then my grandma would be like, "Oh yeah, that's nice, that's nice." You know, it was very clean. So they enjoyed that. But as I grew up, it just never left me. Like I feel like I have an internal compass for music and I just can't stop making it. I love it. I just absolutely love it. So when did I know I was gonna rap? I don't think I think I've always known. I just think that it's always been in me. And when I was exposed to hip hop, rap, starting with gospel and jazz, it just took off from there.
Like gospel and jazz. Um, I also hear that you're like a big Stevie Wonder fan. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm a huge Stevie Wonder fan. Stevie Wonder's the GOAT. He's like my personal biggest inspiration as far as artists are concerned, and then also what he stands for and how he carries himself. The things that he says is just amazing. I actually got some records right here.
Oh,
Like
wow.
I collect all his records like that. Yeah.
What's your favorite record from him?
My so I mean is the difficult question for me because I really like Songs in the Key of Life. That is his most popular album. His greatest success, quote unquote. But I really like Music of the Mind. Music of the Mind. If you ever see what I have here. Oh, here it is. Perfect. You ever see this album right here? You gotta listen to it. This album just means a lot to me.
You got the plastic one is still?
Yeah, classic and
Okay.
everything. That's all my Stevie Wonder records though. Music of the Mind, of course. I got The Secret Life of Plants. But like I really like Music of the Mind next to Songs in the Key of Life because it's personable. He's talking about like breakups. He's talking about him growing as a person. He's using some crazy metaphors. And as a writer, I feel like he just inspired so many people. I think he's inspired people from Frank Ocean to SZA to Kendrick Lamar. I don't think anybody would deny that as far as his writing abilities.
That's true. I agree with that. Speaking of inspiration, what's your inspiration? Like, where do you draw your inspiration from?
Yeah, yeah. Um, I I draw my inspiration, I guess you could say, from two primary places. I draw my inspiration from the things that I've been through, the experiences that I've had in my life, the things that I've seen, and then two, I draw inspiration from people, the world, like other creatives, other people creating out there. I feel like art transcends itself, regardless of what area of art you're in. So you can always look at somebody who's like a real life artist, like a painter, and you can draw inspiration from that as well. I just think it's a phenomenal thing when you can do that. So I guess those are the two places I draw it from.
That's dope. You mentioned art and like painting and things like that. Back in March, you put out Gallery. How
Mhm.
was the process of creating that?
Gallery, I was I wouldn't say I was in a super dark place, but I was looking at the world and I was looking around and seeing everything that was happening. you know, from the protests to people passing away from COVID to, you know, like injustices, what everybody was just going through. And it was a lot to bear. So as a Black man, I wanted to speak about my experience a little bit more and kind of make a soundtrack to represent that. And I feel like I accomplished that. I sat down, I produced a lot on that project, along with Life or Death, Channel, and really this is just us three on that project. But I'm really proud of that body of work. It's only 4 songs, but I feel like if you really sit down and you listen to what I'm saying, there's some gems inside of there.
Definitely. Like Weeping is crazy track.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
on one of the tracks you are talking about a gun.
hmm Yeah, yeah. So that's Translate. Translate was I don't want to get too deep in it, but just if you really listen to the words and like what I'm saying, it's the whole song is a metaphor for something greater. And guns is definitely one of the primary focuses in that song. And I think it's important for people to listen to it and really internalize what I'm saying to make, you know, good decisions.
You mentioned a lot that you put this project out when you were going through stuff and when COVID was at its prime. With experiences like that, does it make you take life more precious, you know, think twice about certain things?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of people that was in my life that's no longer in my life for whatever reason, whether they died at the hand of a gun or whether they passed away from a disease or they just got sick. Um, Things like that, even before COVID, has always allowed me to put a different price on life, and life is priceless. So every day that I wake up, you know, it's a victory. And I try to look at life like that. And I really try to make the best of it. I heard a quote the other day. It was like, when you wake up, you can't stay the same. You either get better, you get worse. And you have to make the decision every day whether you want to be the victor or you just want to be defeated. So every day that I wake up, I do my best to decide to do something productive with my life and impact people in a positive way.
That's good. A lot of people definitely can learn from that. Besides Gallery, Slab City / Blackout, and Hot Sauce, can the people expect any new work from you for the rest of the year, or is this it? We just gotta wait till next year.
It's possible. I mean, either one is highly possible. I just feel like I've been working on this project for a little bit now. Carolina Gutta, I've mentioned it in past interviews, so it's no secret. But I'm not trying to rush the process. I know I spoke with you maybe a week ago, and since then I've taken 2 songs off the project and like replaced it with one, and like there's a lot of movement that's happening on that particular body of work that I don't want to rush. I'm still young, so I don't feel a whole lot of pressure, but I do understand that it's important to get the music out. And just know that once I start releasing music again, whether that's this year, next year, I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep going. And it's going to hit back to back to back to back.
We at least, you know, get an idea any artists are featured on there or any production. I'm sure Channel or Somber and Soar are going to be on there, but anybody else?
Yeah, same, all in house. So far, I'm open to features and stuff like that if it's the right thing to do. But one of my favorite features is probably Somber. He's just a talented artist. He's really dope, abstract. He's different. And his sound is new, it's refreshing. So I'm super excited for that. There's a few other people that I link with in the city every once in a while, like Isaiah Falls, really dope artist. I have a few songs with him. You never know, might be on there. Me and Flozig, we don't have like a full-length song yet. Another dope artist in Orlando. We don't have a full-length song yet, but he is one of the most talented artists I have ever like experienced. But there's a whole lot of different people that I look forward to working with and getting production from and stuff like that.
I know you link with a lot of artists from Orlando, but what about your home city? You know, what about the Ville? Do you ever link with any artists from there, or do you want to in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I keep my ear to the streets a little bit over there. like my cousin, he makes music out there. His name's Kosher, and he makes his own music and stuff like that. And I'm definitely open to that. I feel like it's important. I feel like people who are still in Fayetteville, we all have this understanding that there's really nothing out there, but people are making the best of their environment. And that's what I respect about, people really from anywhere that's kind of quiet and destitute. And a lot of people forget about, there's a lot of lost cities in this world. And I feel like Fayetteville is just one of them. So definitely, to answer your question, absolutely.
Okay, shout out to DeVille. Are there any shout outs you want to give right now to anybody or anything you want to mention?
Yeah, shout out to my family. Shout out to God. You already know what's going on. Nah, but for real, shout out to just everybody like that's been supporting, all my friends and stuff like that. Like, we've already named pretty much all of them in here. But just shout out to everybody that support me, all the people close to me, and all the people that's not close to me, or all the potential fans, whoever. Shout out to everybody. Everybody could get this love. You know what I mean? Anybody could get.
Okay. Well, that's it, you guys. Once again, it's Hudson from Dylan Pristine, and this was Lamar Parish. Stay tuned for the hot sauce and new music coming soon. And don't forget, free press is good press.
Free press is good press. Yes, sir. We out here.